Hello, I'm joined by Boaster. Right before this lovely interview, I've got to start out by saying, Yinsu just hard roasted us on broadcast, calling us out for having doubt in you. And I think that's very valid, honestly. I think that's very valid. I had forgotten how much of a lanimal you actually are, and Durka as well, performing insanely. Do you feel like that was a better performance than you've been performing online? Or is that just, again, is that just my doubt, my way of coping with the result?
Definitely. I mean, you apology accepted, I guess, for now. But if it happens again, then, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me kind of vibes, you know. But no, I think obviously online we weren't having the best of time. But that was because we're kind of working out our new process and like how we wanted to structure the map, the new agents people had to play. And also we weren't really playing for much in terms of all these other tournaments. Like our main goal was obviously to make champions and all that jazz. So the LVP and the Red Bull, which people were like comparing us to with the like what they thought about us, it didn't really matter to us because we knew what comps were going to be running for champions, and we were just kind of testing stuff. And like, it was to be fair, those games were really important for me to kind of improve as a leader because I was really focused on my individual skill, and I often neglected my young teammates who were 18, 19, who depended on someone to look up to. So I really changed the kind of way I thought, and now we're kind of really, well, we're riding this wave, and we're going to ride it to the finals, baby.
I mean, I love that. But also, that is something that you were talking about before in the press conference, too. You said that you've made this adjustment as a player. Now, I feel like most people would think of you as that leadership figure because that's how it appeared that your team was operating, as particular Reykjavik, when there was most eyes on your team. And then a lot of stream content and stuff around that where you're explaining how, doing VOD reviews, stuff like that. You certainly seem like a team leader, a captain, that kind of figure. Can you explain to me some of kind of how the team has developed since we last saw you at a major event at Reykjavik? Like, how do you think your team actually has differed from then till now?
So yeah, if I go from Iceland, I actually consider myself a good leader. Like I was doing, like bigging up the boys, and they were obviously going out hitting their shots. And then after Iceland, I guess after we kind of got more popularity and more like people started to support us and people thought we were good and whatnot, that was when I focused on myself, and I was like, I have to be good. Like everyone's saying, I have to be good.
Right.
So then I focused on myself. So that's the context to that. How the boys got better. So originally it was me like micromanaging everyone. So it used to be like, we're going to do this. Okay, you do this now. And then, oh, can we get a flash here? And it was kind of chaotic, and like the boys were like my pawns. But now it's like they're able to read the map a bit better. But this takes loads of time. And also in the long term, it will improve them as players. So right now we're running like defaults or an execute, but we're able to kind of cancel or like react to what's going on in front of us instead of going for like the set things kind of thing. So that's what we're striving towards. It's a long kind of process. And obviously today we're a bit sloppy in some cases, and we panicked and we forgot some of our kind of protocols. So I think it's just a case of like watching today's games back as well, and that's how we've been improving, just watching it back, VOD reviewing, talking to each other, involving everyone, and kind of like slowly like building, like building bricks, so like brick, and then eventually we'll have an unbeatable wall.
We were also impressed at how you managed to finesse the map veto, or at least it looked like that from our point of view. You ended up with, I would argue, your two most dangerous maps in there with Icebox and Fracture. Now, it's impossible to know how good everybody is at Fracture because most people haven't played it. There aren't VODs there available. Is there something in the back of your head that's concerned when Cloud9 let it float through all the way to the end? Or were you just jumping for joy the fact that you even got to pick it as the third, or like leave it as the third map?
I mean, during the veto process, like we banned Breeze, and then Vanity was like, what? And then we picked Icebox, and then all of them were like, what? And I was like, what do you mean, what? Like, Icebox is my favorite map, bro.
Yeah.
And then it was like a weird veto process where I guess like they thought we were going to pick something. We thought they were going to pick something. None of us ended up picking what the other opponents thought. Like, we actually did think they'll pick split. So we've been trying to prepare it as much as we can. And I mean, today's VOD is going to be a great one for us to review because I think we should have had it, honestly. But yeah, it was a funny veto process, and we went back to the room and we want to like install confidence in the boys. So we came in with like, we've owned the veto, boys. Look at it, Icebox, split and fracture. That's a 2-0, baby, and get me home to have some lunch or dinner or whatever. So yeah, I think that, and that's kind of, we rode it, and obviously we lost split, but it came to fracture, and we know that for some reason, every time we're screaming, I'm like, why are we so good at this map? Yeah, we play other maps sometimes, and we're looking like headless chickens. It's quite funny, really. I don't know why we like that map so much.
Do you feel like, obviously you've done a lot of prep on the map as well. You guys look really structured in terms of how you're doing approaches. There was that crazy A main aggression that allows Magnum's cam to stay up as well, which I thought was a very, very clever little twist on what was going on there. What was your feel from Cloud9? Did you feel like they were a team that was pushing you on it? Did they have anything that was interesting? Obviously they play the map quite differently with it being solo Astra.
Yeah, I think... Well, fun fact, the A main kind of push we had, I made that on day 1 of the map coming out. I was like, oh, okay, you can just put that there, stun there, suck there, nade there. And I did it in my first ranked game, and it got 3 kills. And I was like, well, we might as well just debut that.
It's not quite a pistol round strat from a dream, which is... I'm hoping for more of those kind of things, you know?
To be fair, I was dreaming all last night about the games. Like, I was visualizing Icebox, like what they do and whatnot. And I mean, it was a different comp. So I was like, oh.
Have you watched Queen's Gambit?
Was rubbish. Yeah, exactly. I was like that, looking at the ceiling.
Yeah,
my ceiling was moving.
Listen, I'm not recommending performance-enhancing drugs, but she had an addiction problem. But she was very good at visualizing stuff. So, I mean, there's pointers there for sure. Yeah, for Fracture 2, does it worry you at all that you have so much VOD material available of how you play that map compared to other teams that you might be matching up? Like, I'm thinking about Vision Strikers, and they're a team that loves playing Jet. They love playing Breach. They love, like, little weird trap and set plays. They know some of what you're doing. I'm not going to say all of it, but they know some of what you guys are up to. And you, I'm assuming, unless you scrim them, don't really have any idea of what they're going to pull out. Does that concern you in the slightest when you're thinking about that upper bracket match?
Not really, because of the whole process that I was talking about earlier, about us being able to react and read what's going on. We'll just have to do it against them. And I believe that we are the better players. So if we just stick to our guns and like hit the shots that we need to hit, then I believe that we'll take that map from them regardless of if we have VODs on them or not. I actually think the VODs will help us more than them because we know what we're doing kind of like when we watch it back, whereas they have to kind of like analyze that, what are they doing? And who knows, like when we watch it back, maybe I just throw in a few curveballs in there and they'll be like, they're doing this. And then I'm like, no, we're not. We're doing something different and whatnot. So there's a lot of like room for us to kind of play with them and play with what they think we're going to be doing. So that's kind of cool.
You said one of the teams that you were most excited to face in that press conference was Vision Strikers. Now you've got an opportunity to play against them too. What are you hoping from that match? Like what's the perfect world for Boaster?
Well, it's funny because you remember when you released that video about the Phantom?
Sure,
I think it was you, wasn't it? Yeah, so we started using the Phantom and Stax actually messaged me and he was like, bro, why is everyone in the EU using the Phantom? I was like, well, you don't know. Wow, you missing out, bro. And then I was like, I linked him the video and he was like, give me a thumbs up and everything. So then, like, obviously we were talking through there. I kind of missed the second part of your question. I can't remember it now.
Oh, I was just saying, what's your ideal world? Like, are there any maps that you would particularly like? Do you view it as like a chess match where you're looking to outplay them? Are you just like, what is it about matching up against Vision Strikers that you think will be the most fun?
I think just the explosive kind of executes and they're really structured and they're really kind of like, they're like well prepared. So to be able to go in there and use the stuff that we've taken and learn over the course of like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months and like react to what they're doing, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm just looking forward to kind of like a tough game. And that's what I want, tough games all through the tournament, because then if we win, people will be like, damn, Fnatic had quite the run.
Okay, well, yeah, that was absolutely the case at Reykjavik 2. So wish you all the best of luck in the future. I will not be doubting you again. I can't promise that, but I will try not to doubt you guys again. And good luck in your future games, Boaster.
All right, thank you. Just make sure you don't doubt Dirk at least then. Blooming out these top 20 lists, man. Thank you.